Cozy.
And I'm JD.
And we're here to review Pokken Tournament.
Tournament?
It's Pokken Tournament.
I say Pokken, man.
It's Pokken Tournament.
So where's Pokken come from?
I actually don't know.
Namco Bandai.
Oh, the game comes.
Yes.
The game comes from Namco.
It's a
Bandai.
play on words. It's based off of Tekken.
Because they made it.
Because it's so funny.
Oh my god.
So let's get started with the story. There's no story. Let's get started with the gameplay.
The story is that you're trying to whoop them all now instead of collect them all.
Wow.
And you
And
go
by
through.
whoop them all, there's only like 16, right?
No, it's 15. And yeah, there's a couple of unlockables.
It's a great game.
It is a
Let's
great
not talk about
game.
Street Fighter. Oh,
It is a great
You
game.
don't want to stomp down and slam.
And it is a kind of a hybrid style between Battle Arena and the traditional side-scrolling fights such as Street Fighter. And the gameplay is quite fun, but it's a little hard to get into at the beginning. It's a little. I had to warm up.
Yeah, there's an hour-long tutorial.
Yeah.
Right here. I
It is
thought you were
an hour.
joking.
No.
And then everyone else
Really?
is like, yeah, it's an hour long.
Why would I lie
Bro,
about that?
did you know it's an hour long?
Yeah.
I got an hour long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of stuff going on, which usually when you get a lot of stuff, it usually means it's a lot of fluff. But there's a level of depth there,
There
which is
is.
pretty neat. So you got these Pokemans, right?
Right.
So how does a typical fight go? Because I know you start off and you're in the
So you start off in the Battle Arena setting, in which is called Field Phase.
field phase.
And then
So this is like a more of like your Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Ultimate Ninja Storm.
You're running around. You're like, oh, eat my kunai, bro.
Oh no, eat my shadow balls.
Yes.
That's literally what it's called. It's a shadow ball and hypnosis. And
Eat my shadow balls.
But it's more, the field phase is more for projectiles until you're ready to like close in
Yeah.
to knock it back into the 2D traditional fighters, in which that's where you hit into more of the combos, that's where you put out the most damage, because that's when you will be in a combo setting 2D side-scrolling fight.
Yeah, that's when you're throwing out, hey, here's my overheads, here's my
Yeah.
lows. I threw the guy. Or in this game, they have focus attack for anyone who's played Street Fighter 4, where you can take damage, but your attack still comes out and stuff like that.
In this game, it's considered a counter and a super effective move when you do that.
Wow, that is the corniest shit I've ever heard. So let's get to the graphics. Visually, this game actually doesn't look that bad for a Wii U title.
Yeah.
I found it quite enjoyable.
Yeah. It honestly makes you feel like it brings a sense of brutality to it that I never thought that I would say.
Slamming Pikachu.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, when you
I'm
play a
Blaziken.
Pokemon game, you never really think about like how their attacks come out.
Yeah.
Or like, it's like, oh, he did a shadow ball. Okay, cool.
My character's
but like
shook.
hitting someone with a shadow ball and them just go, hey, Pika! It's just like the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah. The game, if I remember correctly, does run at 60 frames.
Yes.
In order to be a competitive fighter, or at least considered competitive in the fighting game community, your game usually does have to run at 60 frames.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a pro for anyone who's looking to get like really into this game and likes Pokemon. So yeah, graphically it's okay. Let's look at visuals or sound. Sorry.
Sound is it's pretty good. It's okay. Well, what you expect with the Pokemon games? They're not gonna say some killer stuff to you. They're just gonna be like,
You about to eat a dog?
get Pika Pika,
Get Pika Pika.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
I mean,
Gengar.
you have your typical noises, right? Like you got your Pigos
Yeah.
and your whatever the other Pokemon are called. Like Charizard does not say his name at all.
Yeah.
He's just
yeah,
the
he's just growling
entire
and
time.
roaring at you like a boss.
Yeah, and then armoring through and throwing you all the time. It's great. So let's get to some pros and cons here. Pros. The game is competitive.
The game is competitive. It's great. It's online is actually really amazing.
That's what
Like
I've
I
been
played, the NAT type is good. The connections have been spot on,
Really?
and and you get in the matches so fast. Like just match after match.
Your Google Fiber connection is just
Yeah, well, I got Cox.net, but
okay. All right,
maybe.
dial up. So anyway, another good thing that I actually like about it is they're really, because you have support.
Right.
So you can kind of build your character or your whichever Pokemon you're playing based off of your support to be like, oh, hey, I want to combo with my support into my, special move or whatever the case is. And you can switch your support after a round is over to be like, okay, I have a completely different way I want to play this character.
This didn't work out the first time. Let's go with something else.
Yeah, so, the level strategy is there. I could see it. I see what you're doing, Namco Bandai. Another thing I'd like to say is the characters really do feel differently. I think partly that's because they're dipping into Tekken. There's a lot of Tekken moves in Pokken. People who've played Tekken, you'll see it right off the bat. Like Gengar plays like Bob. Lucario fights like Lars and it's not Elliot. I forget the name.
Charizard plays like Devil Jin to the point where his throw is literally the Devil Jin throw.
Yeah.
Say it's not.
Jeez. Say it's not. I'll find you. But there's a little bit of variety there, and sure they might have cheated by dipping into their other cast, but it's clear that the characters definitely play differently. It's all for pros.
So the cons is that it like I said, it has a field phase and dual phase that takes a bit of warming up to get into. It took me quite a long time, like at least 5 hours before I even felt like yeah, okay, I now know what I'm doing in both phases, which may be a pro to some. That may be some of the depth that you may be looking for. But for me, it was just like for a while, it was like, I'm so sick of this. And another thing is when you go to each one of the phases, like the dual phase, I was like enjoying it, but I was like, man, so many other games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat does this better in a way. And I was like, some point I was like, God, I kind of wish I was playing Street Fighter right now.
Well, that might just be the urges.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah,
that was one of my things. I was just had an issue with myself.
I'd say as a con, the tutorial might be a little bit hard to swallow. As far as fighting games go, it's not that fighting games are like not complex, but they usually don't start off complex. If they do, it's a steeper learning curve. It's harder for players to get into it. Pokemon's such a fan favorite franchise to a lot of people that getting in and playing this to to the best of their ability is definitely going to take some time. Me, as playing fighting games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, Tekken, all that other stuff, it does not follow like traditional rules in the sense of like you're not going to know what you're doing when you're first playing for the first couple of hours. So there's a bit of a learning curve that might deter some people.
That's true.
Anything else?
I think that's it right now.
Okay. What would you recommend it at?
Well, here's the thing about it. If you happen to have just a Nintendo Wii U and you're starving for a fighting game and Smash 4 ain't doing it for you, this is a perfect pickup for you.
Okay.
If you are looking for the competitive scene and notice this is going to be evil and you want to compete in it, this is also a game you want to probably pick up, at least look at.
Yeah. Because it's headlining.
But
it's one of the 8 games for Evo.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're just a casual guy just looking for like, hey, what's going on? I would say around $40.
Okay.
But Nintendo's never dropping that price. We know how they roll.
Oh. Yeah. All too familiar with that feeling. Yeah, I'd probably say like 40 if you're casual, 60 if you're really into Pokemon and you want to get into fighters.
Right.
But okay. All right. That's going to do it for us. I'm JD.
And I'm Rose.
And this is ZH. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Pokemon catch them all. I
gotta whoop them all. Bye.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to our channel. We do new reviews and podcasts every week, and you can get in on the action on twitch.tv/thisisth every Saturday at 11 a.m. Arizona Standard. Take a look at our gear on Spreadshirt.com and scratch that fashion itch. Download our app on the store. If you have any questions, email us at the show at theitchnetwork.com. And don't forget, we do fuck.